welcome to yoga. Today we're going to be focusing on the hips and the core in particular, but it'll be a full body class as always. We're just going to sit nicely and comfortably in a cross-leg position, and we'll close our eyes for a few moments just to become aware of our breath. Let the hands get heavy on your knees. Let the shoulders drop and just relax. And notice the breath going in through the nostrils and slowly out, all the way in and all the way out. That means we're going to start feeling that breath in the whole front of the body. Chest, ribcage, stomach expand as we inhale, contract as we exhale. And on your next exhalation, drop the chin to the chest. Just let the whole head get nice and heavy, and then allow your shoulders to round forwards, round your back. Let the head come down towards the feet. Then gently move your head in any direction. Maybe just mini movements here from side to side. And on the next exhalation, roll yourself back up into a straight spine and straighten the head and open the eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in here, and on the exhale, drop your right ear to the right shoulder. And if you want a little bit more, add a bit of weight here on that head, reach the left arm to the left, and slowly drop that hand a little bit. But again, if this is enough, then you might just want to stay here, stretching without that added arm action. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, bring the chin to the collarbone. Hold here for a moment. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, roll the chin to the chest. Roll your shoulders to the back from here. Keep the chin on the chest as the shoulders roll to the back. Hands just relaxed on your knees here. And as we're rolling, we're slowly going to roll the head back up into a straight spine. And we're going to raise the head and look up to the ceiling. On your next exhale, straighten the head again. Relax your shoulders, give them a few shakes here. And then from here, drop your left ear to the left shoulder. As before, this might be enough. If you'd like to go a little bit further, left hand onto the head, right arm to the side, and then slowly lowering the hand. You'll feel a nice deep stretch going all the way into the fingertips, from the neck, down the shoulder, down the arm. Again, if this is too much, just release. There's no need to push yourself in any way. Just make sure you're comfortable. That's much more important. And wherever we are right now, we take a last deep breath in. And on the exhale, we might release the hands if we use them. Bring the chin to the collarbone. Look down towards your feet here, or towards that right foot in particular. We're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale and roll the chin down to the chest, round your back here. And then on an inhale, raise the arms, raise the head, look up to the ceiling, interlock the hands, push the palms away from you. On an exhale, straightening the arms, slide the shoulders down and gently push the arms to the back. And we squeeze our shoulder blades here. Deep breaths into the body. And from here, look up to the ceiling, reach the arms over to the right. Nice deep stretch on the left side of the body. Breathe in and exhale, take it over to the left, looking up to the ceiling. Deep breath in, and we exhale and come back, and we float the arms down. We bring the hands onto the knees, and we roll our shoulders to the front. Just nice and gently, so the hands are doing nothing, they're just resting on the knees. Very good. And I can hear you say, what about the hips? What about the core? We're only warming up. Good. From here, shake it off. Breathe in, raise the arms, look up, and breathe out. Bring the hands to your heart center. And now from here, come onto all fours. Bringing the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Spread your fingers as widely as you can. And then really push into the hands so that you feel that strength in the arms and shoulders. And that's where we're staying as we inhale, arch the back and look up to the ceiling. Exhale, round the back, drop the head. Inhale, arch your back, look up. Exhale, round your back, drop the head. And again, deep breath in, arch your back, look up. Breathe out, round your back, drop the head. And you know what's coming. I'm not going to guide your breath anymore, or guide your movement. Let your breath guide the movement. Just knowing that every time you inhale, you want to arch your back, and every time you exhale, you want to round your back. Okay, and then we come back into a neutral spine. We tuck our toes under from here, and we're going to raise the knees off the ground. Now feel your core. Feel an engagement in your core, and I want you to breathe into your belly every single time. And on the next exhale, release the knees back to the ground, feet together, knees apart, push your hips to the back, reach the arms to the front. If your chest touches the ground here, great, congratulate yourself. You can bring the chin onto the ground. If it doesn't, you're doing nothing wrong. Just relax your forehead onto the ground here and relax your shoulders. And you can congratulate yourself as well. Now, round your back again, tuck the chin under, come onto all fours, knees back underneath the hips. Tuck your toes under again, raise the knees off the ground. And from here, strong arms and shoulders. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, round your back, drop the head, and then straighten your legs and walk the heels into the mat. Nice and gently warming up the backs of the legs here. Might feel quite tight in the hamstrings or calves. If you don't, then both heels can push down to the ground at the same time. And all the while, remember that you have that option of keeping the heels off the ground and bending the legs. And we're going to push our chest and shoulders towards the back here, stretching out the arms and upper body. Good. From here, breathe in, raise the right leg. Good. We point our toes, and then we're going to draw a circle with our toes. Good. And we change the direction of that circle. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, flex your foot, drop the heel to the buttocks. Try and open up your torso a little bit to the right. Not too much. You want to be in control of the hands and shoulders here. Deep breath in, and we exhale and step that foot in between the hands. That might be a bit difficult. You can walk it forwards. Once that foot is in between the hands, drop your hips. Look to the front. Good. And foot in between the hands means that your knee is not overshooting here to the front. So if that happens, walk that foot further forwards. Fingertips onto the ground. Raise your arms. Straighten the torso. Look up to the ceiling. Sink your hips down. And we slowly bring the hands back down. Release that back knee and relax the top of the foot, and then use that right hand to push the right knee out to the side. Now before we twist, you can keep looking to the front. Feel the inner thigh, feel your hip open up here. Don't let your left hip drop. So keep that left hip quite high, and it helps to look to the front for that, just to keep that awareness of how straight we are here, how we're not just dropping the left hip. Now twist, but keep that hip engaged here. You're dropping the right hip rather than the left. And then look to the back here. Keep pushing into that right knee. Don't worry how it looks. I do far too much yoga. So if you're not as flexible, that's fine. It's about how it feels and how you want to stretch into your body, not into mine. Good, and we slowly come back. Knee comes back down onto the ground. And we're going to bring the hands, both hands, onto that knee. Hips are nice and low still. And from here, raise that left arm, reach it over to the right. And look up to the ceiling if that doesn't mess with your balance too much. If it does, look to the front. Good, and we release. Hands come back down. We tuck our toes under and nice and gently step back into parvatasana, into our inverted V, into that mountain shape. And we can walk it out and we'll see how our hips are feeling, how the legs, thighs, inner thighs are feeling. You can bring that right knee over to the left knee over to the right a little bit. That'll feel nice for the side body that we've stretched here as well. Very good, and then we're ready for the other side. Taking a deep breath in, raise that left leg as high as you can. Point your toes, keep your shoulders strong, and then start rolling into your ankle. A little ankle circle here. And then change the direction of that circle. Good. On an exhale, flex the foot, drop the heel. Don't drop that knee. The knee stays nice and high. Deep breath in as we open up a little bit to the left. And we exhale and look to the hands. Step the foot in between the hands. Sink your hips down. Keep that right leg off the ground to begin with. Good. Fingertips come onto the ground. Hips are low. And from here, breathe in. Raise the arms. Raise the torso. Look up to the ceiling. And we release the hands and we're going to drop that back knee to the ground. Relax that right foot. Excellent. From here, left hand onto the knee and we push that knee out. From this side you can see a little bit better. We don't just drop that right hip here. We keep it high. We drop that right hip in accordance with the left and we push, push, push. Keep looking to the front. You're in no hurry. You might be because it's not too comfortable, but we don't want to overstretch here either. So anything that's uncomfortable, release a little bit of this. It's not about how it looks. Now gently twist towards the left. Look towards the back of the room here if that's not too deep. Very good. And from here, slowly come back. Hands come onto the ground and we walk our hands to the knee. Good. We're going to raise that right arm this time and reach it over to the left, looking to the front if we prefer. If we feel a bit unbalanced, looking up to the ceiling if we like. Deep breaths into the right side of the body here. And on an exhale, bring the hands down. Tuck your toes under, step back into parvatasana, mountain pose. And we walk it out here, we bend the legs if we need to, we do whatever feels right for the legs and hips. Very good. And then from here we're going to raise the heels off the ground and on an exhale, chin tucks under as we roll ourselves forwards into a plank. Now you'll notice here my plank is a little bit deeper than the normal plank, the basic push-up position, because the hands are further in and we've got our shoulders in front. So that puts a lot of strain on your on the tops of the hands, especially the wrists and forearms. If this is too much, walk the hands further forwards. If you feel this too much in the core, bring the knees to the ground, okay? Good. Now gently tuck your tailbone under. We want to keep our body in a straight line. Don't drop the hips at all, but tuck the tailbone under. And you'll feel your core muscles engaged. And we'll take 3 deep breaths here. Slow and relaxed. Good. And we release the knees and we push the hips to the back, stretch out the arms, drop the head. Now round your back and come back up. Tuck your toes under, push the hips up and let the heels get heavy again. Very good. From here, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, roll forwards into a plank. Inhale, look to the front. Exhale, bring your right knee to the right elbow. We take a deep breath in here, and we exhale and send that leg to the back. Breathe in, look to the front. Exhale, bring the left knee to the left elbow. We take a deep breath in here, and we exhale and send the leg to the front, to the back even, push the hips up, drop your head, and let the heels get heavy. And we're going to walk our feet to the hands now. Hands can get a little shake if they need it. And then just grab hold of your opposite elbow, let yourself get heavy here. And you can rock gently from side to side. Feel your hamstrings. Try and keep your big toes together here. And get that balance in your body. Now reach the arms, all the way up. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Now you want the fingertips to reach for the ceiling, but you don't want to interlock the hands. Shift your weight into the toes, heels stay on the ground. And from here, drop your hips. Raise the arms, fingertips can be together, palms can be quite far apart, and we're going to shift our weight into the heels now. Raise the toes off the ground. Breathe in and breathe out as you fold forwards again. Drop your head. On the next inhale, reach the arms all the way to the sides. Raise your torso straight back. Come into standing. Close the eyes here for a moment. Relax your shoulders. Good. And on the next exhale, bring the hands to your heart center. Keep the eyes closed for a moment. Drop the chin to the chest. Very good. We open the eyes and we inhale and raise the arms. Look up to the ceiling. Exhale and fold forwards. Inhale, step the right leg to the back. Exhale, sink your hips down. Inhale, raise your left arm, look up to the ceiling. Exhale, drop that arm behind you, look to the back. Good. Inhale, raise that arm. Exhale, bring the hand to the ground and step that left leg back without anything happening in the hips here. Good. So hips stay in line here. Take a deep breath in and exhale, knees, chest, chin, and with that, you're going to push your tailbone up towards the ceiling, hips go up, and we relax. And we'll take a few deep breaths into the lower back here. And from here, we inhale, drop the hips, straighten the legs, raise the chest off the ground. Stay here. And just raise your hands off the ground, squeeze your shoulder blades, elbows push towards each other. And then bring the hands back down, and on an inhale, come a little bit higher, keeping the arms bent and the elbows close towards the sides here. Look up to the ceiling if you like. If it's more comfortable, look to the front. This will largely depend on how high you are here, so don't go somewhere around there, putting too much of a strain on the neck muscles. On an exhale, tuck your toes under, push the hips up, drop your head. And then we inhale and raise our right leg, nice and high, point the toes. Exhale, flex the foot, drop the heel to the buttocks, keep your knee as high as you can here. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Very good. Now from here, bring your left foot to the ground. Don't push the hips out, just sink them down. Still looking to the front, down, but straight to the front. Now look to the front and raise the arms and torso. And then we look up to the ceiling. Now push your right hip to the back and the left hip to the front, so that you're aligning your hips to the front as much as you can. If you're still a bit open, that's fine. Then it's just what your hips can do, but be aware of that gentle push of the right hip towards the back. Now interlock the hands behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades, raise the arms, and drop your torso down towards that right leg. We can rest the torso on the leg, or we can come a little bit lower, dropping that torso down on the inside of the right leg. Good, and from here, hands come to the ground. We straighten the right leg. We walk our hands up that leg if we can't quite keep the leg straight here with the hands on the ground. And then from here, left hand can be on the outside of the right foot, and we raise the right arm. Left hand stays where it was before on that right leg, and we raise the right arm. Or if we want that hand on the inside of the right foot, that's fine as well. Deep breaths. And we're trying to push our right hip to the back here and the left hip to the front. Just gently, just be aware of it and how that has an effect on that right hamstring here. Good, we slowly bring that hand down. And we bring the hands firmly onto the ground. That will mean, for some of you at least, to bend that right leg. That's fine. From here, just step forward, just taking a rest here in Uttanasana. Shake off the hands if you need to. Pull yourself closer if you like. Bend your legs if you want. Good, and on the next deep breath in, we're going to raise the arms. We're going to raise the torso, coming up to standing. And on an exhale, we close the eyes, bring the hands to the heart center, drop the chin to the chest. Couple of breaths here. And then we open the eyes and we inhale and raise the arms. And we exhale and fold forwards. On the next inhale, step that left leg to the back. Exhale and sink the hips down. Breathe in, raise your right arm, look up to the ceiling. Breathe out, drop that arm behind you, look to the back. Good. Hips nice and low. Right hip pushes down. Nice twist here, and we inhale and raise the arm again. And we exhale and bring the hand down. Remember, hips stay where they are. We're not going to push the hips up. Just send that right leg to the back and into a plank. Very good. And we take a deep breath in. On the exhale, bring your knees to the ground. Push your tailbone to the back. So you're arching the back here. Good. Not knees, chest, chin, because we're going to stop our chest and chin from touching the ground. Elbows come in towards us as we lower. We're just going to look down to the ground here. Neck muscles relaxed. Good. From here, drop all the way onto the front of the body. And inhale into Pujangasana or Cobra. So just as we did before, we'll remember elbows don't come out to the sides, arms don't straighten all the way, and shoulders don't come to the ears. And we look to wherever it's comfortable for us. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tuck your toes under, push the hips up, and let the heels get heavy. Good. Now take a deep breath in and raise that left leg. Point the toes. On an exhale, flex your foot, drop the heel to the buttocks. Keep your left knee really high. Push it even higher. Good. Nice deep breath in here. And we exhale and look to the front. Step the foot in between the hands. Very good. So in between the hands, knee-heel alignment. Bring your right heel to the ground. Don't push the hips to the back. It'll help you to push that right hip forwards, looking down to the ground, looking to the front. And then from here, inhale, raise your arms, raise the torso. And try not to open up to the right here. That's what I was meaning when I was pushing that right hip to the front. It doesn't matter how it looks, but push the right hip to the front and the left hip to the back here. Look up to the ceiling. Sinking down into that left leg. Very good. Float our arms down, interlock the hands, squeeze the shoulder blades, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, drop your torso towards that left leg. If you're here, that's fine. You don't have to be any lower. If you want to come lower, let yourself drop down on the inside of that left leg. And let the palms or the hands, fists, reach for the front of the room here. Good. Release the hands onto the ground. Straighten your left leg. If you can't straighten it all the way with the hands being on the ground, walk the hands up to that left leg or shin. Good, and then decide where you need your hands to be. If they were still on the ground, change where your right hand is. Bring it to the outside of the left foot if you can. And we're going to raise that left arm and look up to the ceiling. And now pushing that left hip to the back a little bit here will increase your hamstring stretch, the stretch in the back of your left leg. Chances are it's enough already, so don't worry too much. Good, and we release. Bring both hands back down. Drop your head, bend your left leg, step your right foot forwards, and relax here for a moment. Good, we breathe in and come all the way up. And we breathe out and bring the hands to the heart center. Again, take a moment to close the eyes, drop the chin to the chest. And then we open the eyes and we'll come into a three-legged chair or one-legged chair really, Ekpad Utkatasana. Bring your left ankle on top of the right knee and push that knee down. Now from here, sink down into your hips and we're going to reach the arms up. Now your torso doesn't want to come down here. We're going to keep the torso nice and straight. Good. And you want to align your hips here. That makes it easier to balance. So push that left knee down and really flex that left foot. From here, take your torso down now, but keep straight in the spine. And release the hands to the ground. Drop your head. Sink a little bit further down into that right leg, into the hips. And release. Just coming down into a forward fold. And we inhale and come back up. And we exhale and bring the hands to the heart center. Same on the other side. Left foot stays firmly on the ground. Right ankle comes on top of the left knee. And we're gently pushing that knee down. Now sink down. You can bring the hands onto your hips to see what's going on here. Hips should be aligned. Don't let one hip drop because that's where we're getting a little bit wobbly. Flex that foot, push that knee down, and then raise the arms, straighten your torso. Good. Incidentally, we also don't want to push our tailbone to the back too much. So Ekpad Utkatasana, that one-legged, one-footed fierce pose. Utkatasana obviously here in the UK as a chair pose. So just like in the chair pose, we also in this one, which is a chair as well, want to make sure that we're tucking the tailbone under a little bit. Now slowly come forwards. Gaze drops to the ground as we're straightening down towards the ground. So we're halfway here. Our torso is parallel to the ground and there's a line from our tailbone to the crown of the head. And the arms are staying in line with our head here. And then we bring the hands to the ground here, dropping down a little bit lower. Head can drop and relax. And we release and come into a forward fold. Good. We shake off the hands if we need to. We pull ourselves a little bit closer if we like. We walk our feet together here. Good. And from here, we make our way all the way onto our buttocks. And we come onto our back and hug the knees in towards us. Just for a moment, find that connection here of your back and the ground. That whole connection here. So feel that relaxation in the shoulder blades here on the ground. And the lower back is firmly on the ground as well. Now none of that is going to change. We're just going to drop the hands and straighten the legs. Good. Now from here, send both legs to the front. Keep that connection, especially of the lower back and the ground. The lower back might want to rise as this gets harder and harder for the core. So deep breaths here. Just do about 60 degrees or something, so not too far. And just breathe. Good. Now if you're already feeling like your lower back is coming off the ground, bring the hands underneath your buttocks. That'll make it easier. Because we're going a little bit deeper now as well. Lower your legs to about 45 degrees. Again, you can use the hands underneath the buttocks for that. There's no shame in that and no one can see you anyway. Deep breaths. Good. In through the nose, out through the nose. Feel the stomach rise, feel the stomach fall. And then slowly lower to 30 degrees. And try not to squeeze your glutes here. Lower all the way down onto the ground and hug your knees in towards you. So this here is the reverse order of Viparit Karni, or the raising of the legs, which is how traditionally Sarvangasana, or the shoulder stand, starts, and we're going to do that now in the right order. So if you found this quite difficult, if you've had a break, if you've had a child or something like that, just bring the hands underneath your buttocks here to make this easier and raise the legs from here, okay? Otherwise, if you're a hardcore core person, then you're just going to keep the hands next to you, relax your back, keep that connection of the lower back and the ground. There's currently obviously a little space as you're just lying on the back, but now glue your lower back to the mat and raise the legs to 30 degrees. And we stay here and we hold and we take a deep breath in. And we exhale and raise the legs to 45 degrees. And we stay for a deep breath in. And we exhale and bring the legs to about 60 degrees. Also guys, if my degrees are off, I do apologize. And from here, send the legs to about 90 degrees. That's the easiest, because I know that's just where the feet are pointing towards the ceiling. Some other things are harder to get exactly right. Now from here, it would be easy to just swing the legs to the back, but today we don't want to do that. We want to go a little bit deeper into our core here. So still part of Viparit Karni, we're going to bring the hands to the buttocks and raise the buttocks off the ground. So just holding on here. Now don't raise the shoulders, don't raise the head. We're just staying firmly on the ground here, just the buttocks are off the ground. You don't even need the hands for that. Good. Now from here, push yourself higher. So pushing the hands into the buttocks. You're not in a shoulder stand. Shoulder stand is here. You know you're doing it right when you feel your core engaged. So again, starting from here, buttocks off the ground, hands can help out. Buttocks further up, legs stay in line, feet in line with the hips. Very good. And from here, send the legs to the back and send the legs all the way up. Don't worry how this looks now. You don't have to be in a straight line. This here was not Viparit Karni, because you're really just dropping the hips into the hands, you're not engaging your core. Just a few breaths here. If we want, we can release the hands if we feel stable enough. Good, and from here, lower all the way down onto your back. Hug the knees in towards you, and then rock up to seated. We're going to straighten the legs to the front, come onto our forearms here, and drop the head to the back. Now this is the easiest version of a supported fish or marjariasana. If you want to go further, bring your elbows in a little bit further to the buttocks and drop the crown of the head to the ground. And then you can just reach the arms up and straighten the legs away from you. Or you can raise the legs here. Good, and we slowly release. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, raise the head and come up. Very good, and from here we're going to flex our feet. If this gets too much, just bring the feet onto the ground and raise the knees. This is quite deep for the hamstrings. Raise the arms here, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, reach the arms forward, stretch out your spine, drop down, and allow your back to round. Deep breaths into the body. And as you're breathing in and out here, those deep breaths don't just go into the front of the upper body. I want you to feel them in your lower back. Relax your shoulders. You don't have to hold onto the feet here. Just relax. Good, now from here, tuck your chin under, round your back, come up with a rounded back, come all the way up until you can straighten your spine. I've got good news, we're going to come down onto our back now, hug the knees in towards us, and just do a few nice relaxing stretches. Start by bringing that left foot down onto the ground and walking it towards the right side of the mat. Now your buttocks are going to follow here, but the shoulders are going to stay where they are. Now let that right knee guide the way over to the left. Both knees drop. We're going to turn our head to the right. And we can do with the arms whatever we want. The only thing I want you to be aware of is that that right shoulder should come down onto the ground and not rise. And then it doesn't matter whether you're going to reach the arms to the right and left, whether you're going to reach them all the way up like I am, or hold on here to your forearms, whatever feels right here. You might even like to follow that movement of the breath here by bringing the right hand onto the right waist. Good. Now gently increase that stretch by pushing that right knee further down towards the ground, pushing that right hip accordingly further over to the left, all the while keeping that right shoulder firmly on the ground. Very good, and from here we come onto our back again and release. Now right foot walks to the left side of the mat, shoulders haven't changed, hips go over to the left as well, and that left leg is guiding the way over to the right. Right knee drops as well though, and we turn our head to the left. Deep breaths. Good. Just a few more breaths. And as on the other side, you can let that left knee come further down, push that left hip a little bit further over, all the while making sure that your left shoulder is on the ground, that your left shoulder blade is relaxed. And we slowly come back up. Very good. And we'll release and relax. Bring the hips back to center. Hug your knees in towards you. And rock from side to side. See how your lower back is feeling. Good. And then from here, come all the way up. Very good. And we're going to stretch the legs to the front. So I'm facing you now. Lucky you. Because I want you to see exactly what we're doing here. We're going to spread the legs apart, round about mat distance. So that's something I can't show fully now, but you'll be able to do it. Now from here, bring your left heel to the right knee. Not the inner thigh, the knee. And push your knee down. Now you'll already feel that left hip. We're going to go a little bit deeper and bring that right heel on top of the left knee. And we're going to push that knee down here. You're going to feel a lot. I'm not going to lie. You're already feeling it. If it is too much here, bring that foot to the front instead. Now, what I want you to do is not come into a cross-leg position. If it looks like a cross-leg position, you need to push the feet further out. Good. So it's more like a box that we're creating here. We're pushing that knee down. Very good. Now this is already nice and deep, but if you want more, bring the arms to the sides and drop your torso onto the legs. Drop your head. And this is Stambasana. It's in English actually referred to as double pigeon because it works both sides of the hips. So not just one side as we would in the pigeon or Rajkapotasana, but Stambasana translates from Sanskrit as the fire log. Agni is the fire. Stamp can be a log, the fire log, so to speak. Fire for our hips. Slowly come up and raise that leg. Bring it to the front. Very good. And we start with the other side, bringing that right heel to the left knee. And then bring that left foot on top of the knee or in front of the knee, gently pushing. So your pubic bone is coming forwards, tailbone to the back. Knee pushes down as far as it can. You're probably feeling enough already. If that knee is super high, that's fine as well. Again, you can play around with where that foot is. And then from here, maybe even come down. Very good. And we slowly come back up. We won't stretch the legs to the front this time. We're going to bring the feet firmly onto the ground, close towards us here, nice and gently, because your hips might be hurting. Bring the hands behind you, and then just drop your knees to one side, and then to the other side. And do a few more of those little windshield wipers here, as they're referred to in yin sometimes. I don't know, maybe not just in yin. Good. And from here, just come into a comfortable seated position. Now, cross-legged might just be super comfortable now after everything we've done. If you'd rather sit on your heels or stretch the legs out to the front, that's all fine. Just make sure your spine is nice and straight. And we're going to close the eyes and just relax into our breath. Just concentrating on the breath and nothing else. Then notice if your in-breath or your out-breath is longer. And actually, when the exhalations are longer than the inhalations, we're speeding up that process of calming ourselves down through the vagus nerve that goes through our body from the diaphragm, from the stomach, all the way up into the brain to say we're calm, no need to produce stress hormones. We'll expand on that now and we'll take a deep breath in. And now slow down the exhalation. Breathe out as slowly as you can through the nose. Just allowing the air to come out rather than guiding it out. And again, breathing in for 3, 2, 1. And try to breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see how that works again. 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And on your own. You might just want to slow down even more. And after your next exhalation, just drop the chin to the chest. Round your back. Round the shoulders forwards. Let the head drop down towards your feet. And from here, interlock the hands in front of you. Stretch out the arms, palms towards you, tops of the hands away from you. And from here, rise. Straighten the arms, straighten the torso, push the palms away from you. Take a deep breath in as you look up to the ceiling. Exhale as you reach over to the right. On your next exhale, reach over to the left. And then come back to center, float the arms down, roll your shoulders to the back, and bring the hands to your heart center. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again soon.